Welcome to Bookstream Talk, and let's solve today's question. So we have find the duplicate number. Given an array of integers nums containing n plus 1 integers, where each integer is in the range 1, n inclusive. There is only one repeated number in nums, and we have to return this repeated number. You must solve the problem without modifying the array and uses only constant extra space. So when you think about this question, without these constraints, it's very easy. All you have to do is count the number of occurrences of the numbers in each individual array, and then return the one which has more than one count. Right, now this is easy when we have 5 integers or say 10 integers. But when the limits of the question or the limits increase, it's very difficult to get that answer across without getting a TLE, right? So my approach to this problem was just that first, you need to have a hash map where you can find the number of counts of the individual numbers. So we have to have a hash map with 1, and its key will be 1 and value will be the count of 1. So as soon as we iterate through the array and we find a number which has more than one count, we encounter a number which has more than one count, which is 2 in this case. We immediately return and we don't proceed with the array further, right? So whenever I think of these problems, I think about the range of the number, right? So it's given that the numbers are in range 1 and n, right? And there are n plus 1. The length of the array is n plus 1. So if there are 1 to n numbers and the length of the array is n plus 1, that means there has to be at least one repeated number, right? At least one, because the length of the array is n plus 1. So there has to be for sure a number which is repeated at least once, right? And that number can be repeated 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, or all of the numbers can be that one same number. It doesn't matter. But there is only one such number which is repeated. It's not that 3 is repeated 2 times and 5 is repeated 2 times. No. It's just one such number which is repeated. Correct? So my approach to this problem was, at first what I did was I wrote a list compression for which it just finds out every number which is repeated more than once. So my output used to be this, and then I just repeat this list's 0th index, right? But of course this will give me a TLE, because if the input is of the order 10 raised to 5, right? The length, that is n, is in the range of 10 raised to, like the maximum that can be is 10 raised to 5, right? So what if you find the number which is repeated at the 10 raised to 5th position, correct? Or for that matter, -1th position. That will of course result in a TLE. So that wasn't an option or the correct way to go. So I came up with a solution using a hash map. So this is the solution. What I did first was I created a set of nums, correct? So assuming there are n plus 1 entries in nums and n of those are unique, correct? So set of nums has value n, not value, but size n, and I converted that into a list, okay? So this will take up the space of n, correct? Extra space of n. And what I did was I created a dictionary from these keys. So for example, in this input, right, 1 3 4 2 2, for that input, this is what the dictionary would look like. So 1 will have, let me just write, or attempt to write at least, none here, right? And then 3 4 and 2. So let me just put 3. This will have none. I'll just put n for reference. 4. So that is what our dict1 looks like, correct, at the initializing of this program. Because I know the range of the numbers in the array, I just created a list of these keys, correct? And then when you do dig from keys, you essentially create a dictionary without without its values, but you have the keys set, right? And there aren't any other numbers. There are no surprises that I'm gonna encounter, correct? So this is just for debugging purposes. For I in nums, now I'm just iterating through my original list that we have, correct? And if I encounter, if I come across that my value for that key, if it is not none, that means it is, I mean, we have encountered this before, because if it is not none, I have, the else condition says that I will be assigning dict I equals to 1, right? Now I could have easily put, plus equals to 1 here, right? But that is not necessary, because if we are in the else condition, that means for sure we are encountering that number for the first time, because it is not equal to none. Its key is not, its value is not equal to none. So that means we are encountering that number for the first time. That is why I do not put plus equals to 1. And of course, if you do plus equals to 1 on none, that's not going to work. So I assigned 1 to it, right? Now, if we keep iterating and we encounter a key whose value is not none, that means it is 1 and above. That means we have encountered it before. We just return I, because that is the number we are looking for. We just want to return the number which has its count as more than 1, right? If the count is 1, we're not, that's the proper thing that can be. If the count is 1, that's an ideal case. But if the count is more than 1, it is an anomaly. So that's what we return. And that's just what the code is. Let me clean this up so that you can see it a bit better. So that's it for today. Subscribe for more.